It costs $1.5 billion, and assessments of whether that's been money well spent will take longer. But the initial numbers on traffic changes in Auckland following the opening of the Waterview Tunnel a month ago suggest a measurable difference. That's been the feedback on social media since the tunnel opened, but now NZTA have some hard and fast numbers. Here's System Designs Manager for NZTA, Brett Glidden.
We're seeing significant travel time improvements on the trip from the CBD to the airport and in return in the morning and afternoon peaks by up to 20 to 25 minutes. We're seeing a measurable amount of traffic move off State Highway 1 southbound onto State Highway 20, so we're seeing a real rebalance from State Highway 1 to State Highway 20 of about 77% in total kilometres travelled on State Highway 1.
So can you explain that to me? You've lost me a bit there. So this is from people who are on the southern going across to the western?
Yeah, so if you're coming up the southern motorway, what we're seeing is the total kilometres travelled on the southern motorway by every vehicle has reduced by 7%, which means that they're no longer on the southern motorway. They've gone off at Manukau onto State Highway 20 through the tunnels and either to the central motorway junction and the CBD in that direction or out to the west. So we're seeing quite a substantial number of people divert away from State Highway 1. So it has a positive for both sides. It better balances the network and takes a little bit of pressure off State Highway 1, which people will be seeing as well.
And those main routes, suburban routes, Sandringham Road, Dominion Roads, along Carrington there, big reductions in traffic there, I understand?
Yeah, huge reductions in traffic there. On Stoddard Road, we're seeing about 12,000 vehicles a day less travel along Stoddard Road. That's probably the biggest reduction, but some of the others we're seeing 5,000 to 8,000 vehicles less traffic a day travelling on some of those key arterials through those suburbs, which people are seeing every day now.
And so this is materially reducing people's travel time, right? To and from work, to and from school, wherever they're going.
It has, yeah, and I think that's the positive feedback you're seeing on social media. There's story after story about how it's changed people's travel patterns around the city. And not just in those locations, even people from the North Shore are talking about it out east, depending on where they're travelling. I travel to the airport from the North Shore, and I've noticed a considerable difference in my journey time getting to and from the airport.
What about the number of vehicles going through the tunnel each day, the Waterview Tunnel? How many cars have you got going through there a day?
Yeah, we're getting about 60,000 vehicles a day, so that's a big amount. The Auckland Harbour Bridge is about 80,000. The busiest part of the motorway, which is between Kaiba and Gillies, is about 100,000. So we've got 60,000 a day through the tunnel, so that's getting up there as one of our busiest sections of road. And we've already had over 1.5 million vehicles travel through the tunnel in total in the first month since it's opened. So the numbers are quite staggering.
Yes, so that is 60,000 compared to 80,000 on the Harbour Bridge. How does 60,000 compare to other main roads in Auckland?
Oh, it would be up there in the top 5 for roads across Auckland. There might be a couple of other arterials like Great South Road that would be getting similar sort of numbers, but as far as total vehicles across the motorway network, it would be probably the 3rd or 4th busiest section now.
Right, and if they're going through the Waterview Tunnel, they're not going on other roads. So you said Stoddard Road. What are the other biggest beneficiaries, do you think?
Oh, so lots of those key arterials, so Dominion Road, Richardson Road have seen quite substantial reductions of 8,000 odd vehicles. New York Road is about 3,500 vehicles left less on that road, plus the reduction on State Highway 1. So overall what it means is we're seeing a much better balance of the network. So I think that completing that link has meant that traffic has come off some roads that were heavily congested, added to other roads that weren't so heavily congested, and we're seeing an overall better balance across the entire network.
That's Brett Glidden from NZTA.